So we've just ended with water. We're moving on to light and dark. I believe is it 2 or 4 in this one?
It's 4.
It's 4? Alright. We're starting with our first light card, Engelbert. 4 cost, forward, FFBE. I cannot see what his job is, but it's fine.
It's a paladin.
Paladin, 8k. When Engelbert enters the field, gain 2 crystal. Pay a crystal, choose one forward. It gains if this forward is dealt damage by opponent summons or abilities, it becomes 0 instead, till end of turn. I love this.
This card would have been incredibly, amazingly good if we didn't just have Adelard.
Yep.
Yeah. Wait, doesn't... Oh, yeah, because Adelard stops this. Yes. Sorry, I was thinking of a different card. No, the fire one. Yeah. But...
So this is like, oh, all the damage from abilities becomes 0, and then Adelard's just like, lol, no, it's not.
But still, like, 2 crystals against... 2 crystals is still hard to just say no to.
Yeah.
Oh, getting 2 crystals is amazing, and this card single-handedly puts the Cloud of Darkness from Opus 16 on the map.
Yeah.
Immediately.
This is FFBE.
Yeah, I was going to say...
So you're kind of obliged to use it with Glaciella as well.
We'll see.
Or are you?
Yeah, you kind of are. Let's be fair.
But yeah, so when we had the
like...
discussion about making crystals is hard, this is what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
But no, I think this is a good card. I love it. It's great.
Making crystals is no longer hard, guys. It's actually very, very easy.
And every color can do it with this guy.
You know what I'm doing? I'm chucking this in Fire Water.
Yeah. Fire Ice wants this. Fire Water wants this.
Yeah, of course Fire Water wants this. You know, Soul, Mog 6. Just cool. I'm gonna overrun you with card advantage.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I remember you now. I remember this card now. 2 cost Maria. Forward, Warrior Rebel, 5k. The forwards of cost 2 or less other than Maria you control gain +2 power. When Maria enters the field, choose up to 1 backup you control, activate it. He loses all its abilities and also becomes a forward with 8k power. This effect does not end at the end of turn. The card is still a backup. It is a backup and a forward. It loses any abilities written on it. You technically can still dull it for its color. And if you hadn't...
For CP, yes.
For its CP, yeah. And if you have played that backup before the turn Maria comes out, it does not have Summoning Sickness. Summoning Sickness is marked on it when it enters the field no matter what it is. So if it's an older backup, it does have haste.
So
it doesn't have haste,
what we're trying to tell you is that this is a 1 CP, 5k, and 10k.
Yes.
Yes.
And also, immediately gets Windmill Slam straight into Ice Fire Knights.
Yeah. And also I do need to point out, if you've got 5 backups and you animate one of them, you can't then play a 6th backup.
That's why it still counts as a backup. It is part of your backup slots. That's why I was making that clear. But yes, that's important.
Maria's nuts.
Yeah, this card is really, really good. It is basically another piece of 2-drop tribal of Ice Fire Knights, and it also helps get that deck over the edge. But I'm also kind of scared of like 11k Umaro just beating the tar out of me.
Is there any way? Is there just any way to do Golbear's Knights?
Probably.
Let's see. You got Maria, you got Laswell, you've got Ramza, and you've got Aerith, just for fun.
So MT and Kitty on that question, think of them sort of like either enchantments or artifacts. If you think of Magic the Gathering, their toolbox. If they're good, they do what they do. If they turn into creatures, they turn into creatures. They're basically a toolkit. They're sort of, I guess, a cross between a character and a summon, where you sort of try and have the best of both worlds if it's good. I don't know if you guys can answer that question any better than that. I hope you can, because I think that was terrible.
So, I think that the best way to describe it is, if you're familiar with Magic the Gathering, they are basically enchantments or artifacts. Like, you can use their abilities on the turn they come into play, like if they're dull abilities. They basically just have some sort of utility that sometimes helps, or is basically specific to the strategy. So they basically sit off on their own and do their own thing until, like, their thing happens. So
yeah,
I think that's probably the best way to describe them. It's just that they sort of just sit there. They are characters, so they can be like selected by things that do character related things, but at the same time, they aren't usually the target of things.
Yeah. Also, if you think about lineup in terms of deck building, I guess you probably put them either as part of the source summon slot or maybe cut down on forwards. I don't think you would cut any backups for a monster specifically.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
I would probably say if you're like, you'd probably want a mix of the summons and monsters if you're going down that route. If you've got monsters that turn into forwards, then you can look into taking out forward slots. It's not ideal, but you can. If you're building a deck that's more focused around like specifically characters and drawing characters and that sort of thing, and you don't want summons because they're not characters, then you will focus more on monsters themselves.
Yeah. So I hope that helped. And thank you for the question.
So, back to Maria. Call me crazy. Monks.
Monks?
Yeah.
What?
So, like...
Oh, I see. Because all of the backup monks are 2-drops.
All backup monks are 2-drop.
Okay.
You don't care about their abilities anyway. And, like, it also buffs Sophie. So if you have that in play, that's also a thing. Also buffs Sarah Mobius. You're probably playing Sarah Mobius, let's be fair.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I reckon there's a home for it. And hey, you can. It gives you an excuse to play that new Prish. You can discard her to gain the plus 2k.
No, if you care about the abilities. Oh, it depends on the monk, really. Like, if some of the monks, like, you do care because you want the 3k Brave Pump. Some of them you don't.
The only real ability I care about with the monk backups is the fight one and the one that burns.
But I think the most important part about monks is how well they sacrifice to Ursula for her abilities.
Yeah. So I don't think Maria works in that regard.
You are using them for what they are, not for what they do. Rust.
Oh, and let's also make sure we mention something very important. Like, if you use your backup monk and turn it into a forward, that's gonna get pumped by 1k and get brave from Yang.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the only real reason I could see Maria is because it pumps Sophie twice. That's the only thing.
Sophie once.
No, twice, because you're making a backup a forward and adding another Earth forward in.
Yes, but she herself is only pumping it once.
Yeah, but her effect of turning the backup into a forward gives Sophie another +2 on top of this, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It will. So technically it is that, technically you're right, but it's all...
I'm not saying she specifically is doing it, but I'm saying her effect or her entering will have that result.
Yeah.
So the thing that makes Maria powerful is the fact that she is 2 forwards, one of which is a 10k for 1 CP.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what makes Maria powerful.
It is just cheap strength.
Yeah. Plus, pumping up all your other 2k, 2 cost or less. Which is actually really funny because she pumps Zazan up to 11k.
Yeah. Which is why
and lightning up to 11k. All of those cheap forwards that, they've got the base cost that's really low but do stuff otherwise, they all get pumped.
I really wish there was a way to do a more solid, late game Ice Fire, Lightning, Golbear's Knight deck with this somehow, but I just can't seem to get it right in my head.
And used on a Toto, making it killable. That's also very true.
No, I actually said that. Like I was saying about the Tifa. Yes, this does make it a killable backup that you can get rid of and then play another one.
Yeah.
Killing a backup is actually significant.
Importantly, if you are going to use it on a Shintoto, it loses all of its abilities, so it's no longer every element.
But you don't care because you also have Tyro out.
It for Earth. Well, let's be fair. If you're at a point where you want to animate the Toto and you somehow haven't seen the Tyro, it's going to be pretty relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's fine regardless.
Yeah. I think, but also, I'm so thankful this card is light. There's a world where this was Earth.
Oh, yes. Well, it was nearly wind for a period there, it looked like, from the last Marias.
Yeah, but no, sort of. Yeah,
no, I
you
think
put
this
it in
needed to be
aggro,
light or
you put it
dark,
in
or light specifically because I assume she's a hero. But yeah.
You know, that gives it competition. I like that.
No, I like that light and dark have a few powerful cards now that are of somewhat equal measure. Like, for the longest time, it was
it's
just
not
like
just
one of these
Stone
2
Marsh.
dark cards. Or 3 dark cards. Speaking of darkness... 2 cost
boy.
Venera Fennis. Forward Assassin FFBE 5k. The cost required to cast Fennis is reduced by 1 for each crystal you have. Haste. When Venera Fennis attacks, you may pay a crystal. When you do so, all forwards opponent control lose 5k power until end of turn.
So, this lives in the same category as Adelaide as, what the hell were they thinking putting this text on this card?
Yep.
It's kind of funny.
Like, this card is actual filth. Like, it is a 0 cost 5k haste that neg-5s the board when it attacks. And again, you feel bad hitting this with Amaterasu because...
Like, I paid nothing for it.
I paid no CP for this.
You paid 1 crystal. You paid 1 crystal overall.
Yeah. Which
you're Amaterasuing 1 crystal.
Free anyway.
Like, I'll give it that that's one of the costs, but that's it, and it's still bad.
Yeah. Like, she's no Stern, but then again, what is? She's still really, really good.
The only thing I hate about this is that I was like, what's his name? The light card, the first one, that was like going straight into night, and then I see this, and I'm like, hold the phone, crap. Yeah.
Yeah, that is actually a serious decision to make, because I was originally thinking for my FFBE crystal decks, oh, we can just run the Engelbert because it gets me 2 crystals, and that's just a lot of special fodder. And then I see this card, and I'm like,
yeah.
No, I don't want to run the Engelbert anymore. I want to run this.
Like, when this came up in the Discord, I think both of us, like, sort of had, like, our brains just had that break sound and stopped for a moment. And I think we talked about this and we went both. You run one of each. Fuck it, I can't choose.
Yeah, and to be honest, if I was running the Water Lightning version, I actually would run both, because Lady Lilith could just exile the light card, play the dark card for free, and then do the thing.
You guys, like,
sorry, go ahead.
You're thinking pretty small here. Is it time for me to play Veil 4 again?
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
Which one?
The 3k board. Swing this, neg 5k to board. Veil 4, 3k to board.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Fina Veil 4 was super good, and that cost me 6.
Hold on.
Cost you 2.
Hold
on.
Cost
me 0, bro.
Oh, God, no, you can't do it. Okay, thank God you can't do it. It's a light card. I was thinking light rain.
Yeah, no.
No, thank God. Thank God, because I'm like, pay 0, pay a crystal, swing, dull all forwards. Wait, hold on. Okay, thank God.
No.
That would have been...
There is a way. Yeah, swing with this neg 5k board. Oh, they Brynhilda it? Okay, cool. Phoenix back, rain, haste, swing, die.
Oh, and that could actually work.
No. Even better. They kill this, and then you just Phoenix it back, and then spend another crystal to neg 5 the board again.
Yeah, but it's funnier with rain. Anyway.
But you can't Phoenix back rain and attack in the same turn.
Oh, that's true.
I was like, what? Are you assuming I can't activate my forwards?
I mean, fair
I'm
enough.
talking about the 7 cost, but yeah.
Oh, God. Okay, yeah, this card might be opening... This card might be opening a lot more doors than we expect.
Take my ideas seriously. I beg of you.
Oh, no,
there is a can of worms that we have just exploded all over this video.
Alright.
Oh, this is going to be a fun set.
Yeah, let's calm it down with some more garbage. Why not?
Yeah, I believe it's the absolute last card in the set. 5 cost.
You don't want to review the starters?
Oh, we can go through them. I don't think they're on the... Are they on the list?
They would be.
Yes, they are.
Okay. Yeah, we can review them, because I am hopefully next week doing the Golbez box opening, because I'm a week late because I've been sick. But, yeah. 5 costs the Emperor. I am the Digimon Emperor. Forward Emperor 9k. Brave. Wait, hold on. If a Palamecia counter is placed on the Emperor gains... If the Emperor is dealt damage, remove 1 counter from the Emperor, and... the damage becomes 0 instead. So Edel just says, eh. When the Emperor enters the field, you may search for up to 2 cards named the Emperor, remove them from the game, then draw 1 card and place 1 counter on the Emperor for each card you remove due to this ability. So this is just Prish with more steps?
Okay, so here's the translation on this card, right? The short version is you ETB, you search for 2 Emperors, you remove it from the game, and you turn this into a 1-cost 9k that doesn't take damage twice.
But that involves running like a bunch of the Emperors in one deck.
Exactly.
Like, that's bad, right? I'm not just having...
Therein lies the problem.
Okay, cool. Because I'm like, this just feels like Prish with more steps. And Prish isn't played well.
Yeah. I mean, if this said, search for 2 Emperors, put them into the break zone.
Seems good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then there would be
Emperors
actual
in your
synergy, and this would be a good boss for the Emperor as an archetype.
Especially because you could run the Ice the Emperors, I assume, work with this.
Yeah, they would.
Oh, they do. Yeah, they're the same character. Yeah, I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Broken at break zone? Oh, not really.
Like, as far as this card goes, it's, I thought it was a good card. Like, 1-cost 9k Brave,
Also, I just need to point out, cool, I protect myself from damage. Okay, cool, break.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or anything that has the Kucha spell abilities, which there's like a bunch of them now.
Yeah.
Or you just, like, pretty much every single wind card in the game can get rid of this card.
Yeah, like there are a billion better cards. One that we just talked about.
I guess if this wasn't a dark card, maybe?
Even if it wasn't a dark card, I wouldn't play
I still
it.
wouldn't.
Well, that's why I said maybe. Like, that was a heavy maybe, because... Like, maybe in an Ice
honest,
synergy?
like, as I said, initially I thought this card would have been nice, but it's, like, after seeing the rest of the set, it is so hard to justify.
I feel like this should have been the heroic and the other dark card should have been the legendary.
Nah, make Venera easier to pull, bro.
Oh, no, fair enough, actually. No, I'm not going to argue about... I'm not looking that gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah.
So, here's the thing, right? This is a dark legend that's worse than a wind hero.
Alrighty. Quickie rounds.
Alright, we'll move on to the starter cards quickly. We got a 3-cost... Oh, a Fire Cane. 3-cost Cane, Forward Dragoon. Category 4. 7k. Before playing the cost to cast Cane, you may remove 1 Dark Forward in your break zone from the game to reduce the cost to cast Cane by 2. Haste. When Cane attacks, Cane gets plus 2k power until end of turn. Ah, that's actually not bad.
So this is, like, just quickly, this is, like, there are 2 Canes in the starter kit. This is definitely the better of the 2.
Yeah, like, we did just get a really aggressively minded dark card, so this could slot into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I kind of like this.
Like, it does stuff.
Yeah.
It does things as well.
Yeah.
And
very simple card.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like
7k haste that swings as a 9k. That's pretty good.
And it doesn't feel like it clashes with the Lightning Hooded Man that was in the set as well.
Well, yeah, because you're not playing them in the same deck.
Yeah.
You're
like that's the fact that it's red feels like it's a good distance apart.
Yeah.
5-cost Zemus, Forward Lunari, 9k. Remove the top 7 cards of your deck from the game. Choose 1 forward, deal it 7k damage. You can only use this ability once per turn. Remove the top 15 cards of your deck from the game. Choose 1 forward, remove it from the game. You can only use this ability once per turn. What?
So who wants to play some shenanigans with X-Death?
I do. It's probably not going to involve this, but I do.
But yeah, this is something you could potentially think about if you wanted to go really hard on X-Death. You could go Zemus, kill the first forward, just goodbye to the first forward they play, and then play X-Death to eat bins, and then just proceed with game. But the problem is, you're losing out on, in essence, a third of your deck.
Also, just 7k damage is not that big a deal anymore.
You're not using the first ability.
I know, but that's then that first ability might my point is that first ability might as well not even be on the card.
Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna eat my deck, it's gonna be with Light Lightning. Like, let's be fair.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Because here's the thing, I wouldn't bother with the 15 card unless I had to. I would just do the it's one per turn. Nah, damn it.
It's once per turn.
So you can't even just spam the top one twice.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can't even spam the top one. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like being here anymore.
Bad card is bad. Move
Yeah.
on.
Scaramiglione. Yeah, new Archfiends. Did we get a full cycle or just this?
No, just
this one.
Okay. 2 costs forward, Archfiend, 5k. When he enters the field, name 1 element. Scaramiglione gains... if Scaramiglione deals damage to a forward of the named element, double the damage instead. This effect does not end at the end of turn. Special, 1 S, choose 2 forwards, deal them 4k damage. If you have received 5 points of damage or more, deal them 7k damage instead.
I'm
No.
confused. You have to discard a Scaramiglione for the S ability? What? This makes no sense to me.
What the hell were they thinking? Like, why did they make a card where you had to discard a Scaramiglione to use its special ability, you know? Like, you got all of these cards that you don't have to discard specials for special abilities.
Yeah, I know, right?
In all seriousness though, like, there is a fun idea with this card where you just go, oh, I'm just going to cram my deck with Scaramiglione and then just, like, machine gun everything.
To be honest, if this wasn't a starter card and it was a common, I'd like get one, scratch out the category for it, write FFBE on it in like white out, just to be that guy. But I won't do it to a starter though. So
FFBE 4.
Yeah, just FFBE then dash before the 4.
Yeah.
But
So this is actually the 4th Scaramiglione card, so you can actually do a lot of machine gunning.
yeah, I
And
don't.
they're all 2-drops, so you can search for them all with the Golbez.
He's the only one who's loyal, bro.
Yeah.
I like it, but I don't feel it's the best one.
Being fair, there's not exactly a best Scaramiglione.
Like, yeah, like
none of them are great.
We're looking at like the most average of a bad bunch.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling with it. So it's like I kind of like it, but it's just like the other ones at least mesh better with the other Archfiends, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like especially the combo one. So oh god, the bane of my existence. I opened you and I hate you. Began. 4 cost EX Burst forward Commander Mobius. 8k. EX Burst, when Began enters fields, you may search for 1 card named Golbez and add it to your hand. Not Hooded Man, I'm sad. When Began is put into the break zone, choose 1 forward opponent controls, break it. Can only use this ability if you control a card named Golbez.
2 Golbez searches in 1 set? We're through the looking glass here, people.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So,
and it's in Earth as well, that's the thing. It's in color.
Yeah, it's actually quite nice. Plus, it's also like a clean kill effect if you control the Golbez, which is actually pretty nice as well.
Well, you do know what you know what you do with this, right?
Target your own Golbez.
Yeah, you target your own. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You just target your own Golbez.
You can't though.
Yeah, it's choose forward opponent controls.
Is it?
Yeah,
oh god damn it! I thought that would be the intention of the card.
Yeah, and also like there's just one problem I have with this card. It's just that all the Golbez are like super expensive, so it's kind of awkward to just play this guy.
A 4 into a 6
unless
cost.
Unless you're going full
cost.
in on Opus 1 Golbez.
To be honest, I think this is better with Archfiend Golbez because at least that reduces its own cost.
Nah, if you want to go properly all in, you go all in on the Opus 14 Golbez, and then you start flipping 3 forwards off the top of your deck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but I as much as I like that this joke with the combo, the search one, I think this probably would work best with the Archfiend one. That can that one be reduced to 0 cost?
Yeah,
yes.
Can be.
Yeah.
You also have to have all your Archfiends in
it goes in an Archfiend deck, sort of thing. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the deck is good, I'm saying where I think this fits.
I'll give it this much. At least it's a burst.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Alright.
No, that was an interesting one. 4 cost Edge, forward Ninja, 8k. When Edge enters field, choose 1 forward opponent controls. If you control 4 or more category 4 characters, break it. Special S Lightning, remove Edge from the game, then play Edge onto the field.
So you remember how Merrill was basically amazing in Soiree because it was basically a black belt that killed something?
Yeah.
Here's Edge doing exactly the same thing.
Yep.
Only multiple times.
Yeah. Like, by far the best card named Edge if we're ignoring ninjas. And it's so much easier now that we have Hooded Man and Sid Polendine.
And we got a lot of 4 in lightning now, right? So 4 lightning wind is legit now, yeah?
You've got Hooded Man, you got Kane. If you're playing Wind Lightning, you've also got like Cecil Rosa, Sid Polendina.
Yeah.
Theodore, if you really wanted to. Golbez, yeah.
Like, you have a lot of Category 4. Like,
heck, even like Zemus, if you wanted a good generic backup in color.
Would you run an extra edges, though, for the special?
Oh, hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was thinking, I might run 5 edges for that shell.
You know what this is? This is a case of Merald was good because it was a black belt to kill something. Lightning was good because it could blink itself. This is like both.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is basically the best parts of both cards, and it is so easy to recur this card. Yep. It's amazing. And it's extremely easy to get Cat 4 online as well. Like, it's just, like, it's hilariously good. Like, this is one of the centerpieces of the Wind Lightning Cat 4 deck.
Yeah.
We'll get to the other one.
I regret it doesn't throw shurikens, though, guys.
Yeah, it's fine. But I just want to see how, like, easy it is. Like, it's still a black belt at the end of the day. And, like, unlike Soiree, it's not like you can spam them out.
Yeah, I'll be absolutely serious. You can turn to it.
Yeah, like you can certainly turn to it, but I feel like that's a little bit high roll.
Very easily. No, not even that high roll.
Wait, turn 2. So you'd have the 4 characters out by turn 2 and it.
Yeah.
It'd be like what Zemus, Polendina, Rosa, Edge.
Nah, better than that. You go. So turn 1, you Zemus, get something back. Turn 2, play Cecil, play Sid Polendina, activate your 2 backups, get the Edge, play the Edge.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah, this is... Okay.
Except my way doesn't, like, completely die to Amaterasu. So, like...
Yeah, but if they have Amaterasu, they're Amaterasuing at the Edge, so...
No, you're ammoing the Cecil. Like...
You're totally ammoing the Cecil.
Oh, no, yeah, but I'm saying, like, even if they're not doing through that way, the Edge is then copying the Amaterasu instead. If you don't do it the Cecil way.
And I still have 3 backups. We're all good.
Yeah, true.
But, yeah, I digress.
No, that's good points. Good points are good points.
There's ways to do it turn 2, and, you know, it's incredibly powerful. And if they're going to just pitch cards to... Like, and that's turn 2 going first, by the way. If they're going to just go ahead and empty their hand to am at that, that's fine. They just pitch 3 cards.
Yeah.
I'll just play my Sid Polendina naturally then.
Or just play the crap. What's the card name again? Play the Edge naturally.
Yeah.
Right. 3 cost Kane EX Burst, forward Dragoon 7k. EX Burst, when Kane enters the field, choose 1 water category 4 forward character in your break zone. Character, sorry. Add it to your hand. If you don't control a forward other than Kane, Kane gets plus 1k power and haste. Huh.
This is like the best card name Kane.
Yeah.
For a cat form.
It's a 1 cost Haster EX Burst 7k.
And so is the other Kane.
Yeah.
In this
set. The thing about this Kane is that, yeah, it's really powerful when it's getting that water category 4 character back, but there's actually surprisingly few of them.
Oh, okay. I did. Oh, alright.
No. Trust. There's still enough.
Okay, because that's what I thought.
This is the element that has Leonora, Porum, Rosa, and even random, like, Cecils and Sequels.
Yeah, if you're going down that route, that's fine.
Which you can. Trust.
You can,
but... Water Lightning. How long has it been since we've seen some Water Lightning action, actually?
Right now. Anyway.
No, before, like, have we had that before?
And, like, I also need to point out, it's cheap haster.
Yeah.
Everyone loves a cheap haster.
With a kind of reasonable body.
And also, card name Kane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, it's relevant for your Hooded Man.
Yeah.
Relevant for our Hood Boy.
Rydia.
He's actually great if you go down 1-1.
Hey, look, I found a 4 cost water category 4 water character.
And this.
3 cost Rydia. I was waiting for one of you guys to work out the Rydia, and I'm like, oh, it's probably going to be next.
Yeah.
3 cost Rydia, forward summoner, 5k. When Rydia enters the field, you may search for 2 2 summons, each with a different cost. Then your opponent selects one card among them and puts it into your break zone. Add the other to your hand. When you cast the summon, choose one forward opponent controls. It loses 1k power for each CP required to cast that summon until end of the turn.
So I actually remember seeing a lot of people freaking out about this Riddiger, being like, "Holy crap! Like you can cast summons and kill 2 things and blah 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 blah." Fantastic in theory, but in practice, not as much.
The thing I like about it that keeps it in check is that it's how much you paid to cast the card, not its converted mana cost. So no using Yuna to get an extra K damage. Or loss of power, I should say. I think it's fine. I still kind of like the backup ones a little bit more.
The thing is, if you're running like a summon-based deck, you actually want the other Riddiger.
Yeah. But Gifts on Giving is not a bad thing. And especially with the lightning card, the Man in Black. Or just Poroms to get the other one back as well.
Yeah, it dumps in the bin, you can Man in Black. Like...
Yeah, which is probably like a different direction to go for Cat 4.
Yeah.
Like you could go,
that is a magic card, Kana.
Yeah, and I will say, a lot of people are saying, like, oh, name clash, so it's unplayable. What else were they going to call this?
No, this is Ridio. This is just Ridio.
It's a Ridio. And I find it to be, like... I think the only problem I've had with it is the double mill.
The what?
Like... Yeah, it's like the... Cool. I'm just going to get 2 summons. Like... I know I don't really get the choice. Like, I'm trying to make it as hard as possible for my opponent, but it's still kind of awkward. That's the only real problem I've had with it as of late.
It's hard to make that decision as to which, because you could, like, for example, in the starter deck, you actually get an Odin suite. So you could be like, oh, I'll get the 5-drop and the 6-drop. And then they go, oh, we'll put the 6-drop in the bin, so you have to hardcast the 5-drop.
Okay, I'm a 5 damage wall.
Actually, and on that, if you're just packing it with Odins and Water Lightning, you have the Odins that get cheaper for the Odins in bin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the Odin package is in the starter deck.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool.
Also kind of want to mess around with this in Water Fire, just because it's another way to say Brynhilda's 7k.
Yeah.
And hell, even just going Sildra, by the way, name 4.
Well, that's what I was thinking, Sildra as well, or unfortunately 3 if you got the Yuna out.
Yeah.
But
and, hey, no.
It goes off of the printed cost.
It goes off printed cost. So
I thought it's worded not to do that.
The heck out of it, and then just still get printed cost.
Because it's CP required to cast, not the cost of the card.
Yeah.
Isn't it worded to go against that?
It is still
okay.
cost.
I thought there was a different wording for converted mana cost. Okay, ignore that, then it's even better.
Cost rather than how much it costs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I said Riddia Twins, I meant this Riddia.
Yeah. No, I like this card. I think this card has a lot of potential. I really like this Riddia.
We'll see how things go.
Yeah. Like, we've got a good mix, and I kind of just want to see Lightning Water as a thing now.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of Lightning Water.
Yeah.
Well, this will be the centerpiece of it, that's for sure.
Yeah. 4-cost Rosa, forward White Mage, 8k. 0. Select one of the 2 following actions. If you control a card named Cecil, select up to 2 of the 2 following actions. Oh, up to 2. That's actually really good. Instead, you can only use this ability once per turn. Choose one forward, activate it. Choose one forward, it gets plus 1k power until end of turn.
So you remember what I was talking about earlier with 0-cost abilities?
Yeah.
Yeah, this. Just copy-paste that all onto a card that is actually going to see a lot of, like, is extremely powerful.
I know it would have been too broken, but I really wish it said choose one character, activate it, because I like the idea of you might as well have just written on it neg 1 ability. Gain a CP.
I'm sorry, what? Are we reading the same card here?
What are you reading?
Garbage is what I'm reading.
I mean, fair. Like you can, you're entitled to that thought. I just
I get
free activations during your turn and your opponent's turn are surprisingly relevant. Plus, free pump.
I was thinking the seesaw.
Think about it from the perspective of Pinello. I feel like the only difference between this and Pinello is the fact that Pinello can draw you a card.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking
also a 2-cost and is infinitely better than this card in every single way. I would much rather play basically any Rosa in water over this.
Well, I was thinking, doesn't that activation thing work really well with the Cecil dull 4 things, kill, untap at the start of turn?
Oh yeah, it does.
It does work with that, doesn't it? That's what I was thinking.
Yes. But also, I don't see it, man. This feels too black belty.
Well, at the same time, you could use this Rosa and a Cecil to get back the Theodore by dulling the Cecil and Rosa, and then use the Rosa ability to activate one of the things.
Yes, you can. But you could also just use any other Rosa. You've got a Rosa that searches a Cecil. You've got freaking Rosa backup. All this goodness. I feel like there's too much of a name clash. Maybe that's just me. So I can't.
No, I agree with that. And this is the most expensive Rosa, isn't it?
I agree with it. On the other hand, I feel like this is probably the stronger Rosa in water. In wind, there's no competition.
Oh no, yeah, you're running the backup of the storm one.
Yeah, but in water, this is probably the better Rosa.
I know, in water, I still feel like there's too much competition. But that's just me.
Fair enough.
Well, we're about to find out. Coming up in 2 weeks. 3-cost Light Cecil. Forward Paladin 8k. If you control 6 or more CAD 4 characters, the category 4 forwards you control gain plus 2k power and brave. That's kind of interesting. Dull 2 active category 4 characters, choose 1 forward, dull it. Choose 4 active category 4 characters, choose 1 forward, deal it 8k damage. I like it, but I still like the wind one better.
Okay. Allow me to state my case on this card. This card is bonkers. It is actually amazing in the Wind Lightning deck. The reason why is because you have Theodore to activate it at the start of combat. You have Hooded Man to activate it at the end of the turn. You have and it's so easy in Wind Lightning to get to that to get to that 6 category 4 characters to make this thing ridiculous. You can dull your backups to dull things. You can dull your backups to kill things. You can and it's cheap. It's a cheap forward that doesn't die to Amaterasu.
And we have wind and lightning that untaps now, I know, but I don't know. Maybe I just like the wind one too much. And this is a 3 versus 5 cost, and that is a significant.
Yeah, so you run them in tandem.
Okay.
You run the 5 cost because it's better in the early game, because it gets you set up faster. But when it gets to the mid game, you don't mind that Cecil dying, because then you can play this one and win.
I have a dumb question. In title, can the 5 cost play this?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So, I'll just say this, right? I can never truly be impressed by this card, purely because I played far too much Lilith. This is more expensive in every regard Lilith, but hey, it's got a category behind it rather than an average job. But,
yeah.
Okay. And in that case, yeah, if you want the super high density of Cat 4, you're probably going to go into Wind. And... I know that you really like this over the 5-cost Cecil and run them in tandem and all that, but I really do feel that 5-cost Cecil is still, better purely because it is more generic.
Also, the pay 2, so, I guess it's sword versus shield. I guess it's just, the concept is sword versus shield.
Yeah, but this is, the nuts in every other Cat 4 deck that isn't Wind.
Yes.
I will give you that much, because you have no other good Cecils.
Well, at the same time as well, I'm actually speaking from my own experiences of playing a Wind Lightning Cat 4 deck pre-Opus 17. Like this, I'd had the starter deck and I built that deck and I put this Cecil in it, and holy bejeebus, like this card has just gone from strength to strength in pretty much every single matchup. It's like it basically turns matchups that it should, but like that element combination by all rights should not win on its head by itself. Like,
but I reckon
it gives you access to an interaction axis that element combination probably shouldn't have any access to.
Yeah, so you're using this for dull and removal. Cool. This may be unconditional, but it still feels like a bit of work.
The only thing...
Like just a tiny bit.
See, that's the reason why this Cecil is better in the mid-game than the 5-drop Cecil. The 5-drop Cecil is fantastic at getting you that start. Once you've got that start, you got no real way to close the game until you play the light Cecil. So you want that Cecil gone.
Yeah.
And you
all you
don't
really
necessarily mind how it goes. So they could just go, I'll try and kill something, and then I'm at that trigger. You just go, sure, that's cute. Here's light Cecil.
And on that, this can't be ammied. I will give it that. This Cecil cannot be ammied.
Yes, and that's another huge thing as well. Like the fact that this cannot get it's actually a below curve, like an above curve, like forward, because it's 3 CP, it's AK. Sure, it's light, so you can't pitch it for CP.
Light makes it on curve, I reckon.
Yeah, but you don't necessarily care. Plus, if you play this as your 6th category 4 character, then all of a sudden your entire board is gigantic. Like you're sitting there behind, like, 8s and 10s. Like, no, sorry, 9s, 10s, 11s. Like, it's a board that's like even difficult for things like Susano to get.
And this does get around summoning sickness as well, so...
Yes, it does.
But yeah, I see the potential of this heavily. I think I lean more to the wind one, personally.
Yeah. And
but I'm probably overhyping the hell out of this card. Like, I'm probably overhyping the hell out of it, but I feel like that it's not the Wind Cecil that's the centerpiece of the Wind Lightning Cat 4 deck. It's this one.
I don't know.
And I'll probably dig my own grave with that, and I'll dig my own grave happily.
Yeah, I still feel like you only have Theodore to abuse reactivation.
Oh, you got Hooded Man too.
Yeah, but that also implies that you're not playing the Lightning Hooded Man. Anyway.
He's got a point.
Oh,
I don't like the idea of like all the Cecils and all the Hooded Mans. I'll be honest, I don't like the idea of too many clashes like that.
Just play it in title. You have Usher of Aurum.
Oh god, yeah. I have a feeling this in title might actually be legitimate now.
But again,
in title this is actually filth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm looking at that.
We don't have to argue the cases for both Cecils.
And
the one good thing about title, we don't have to argue between two good cards.
He looks overcasted. He is overcasted. You're paying 6 for a reactive card. Why?
Yeah, 6 cost Golbez. Warlock forward 9k. You may reduce the cost required to play Golbez by 2. If you do so, when Golbez enters the field, put Golbez into the break zone. When Golbez enters the field, select one of the 2 following actions. Choose one forward, break it. Choose one character other than Light and Dark in your break zone, add it to your hand. Yeah, like
I've been playing games like of the 2 starter decks against each other. I'm usually the one playing the Golbez deck. Golbez is not the one carrying me.
It's not.
Yeah. And like, why would I pay 4 for either removal or haste?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if you could flicker this, then it'd be sweet. But
like if you want,
why are you spending the extra CP to flicker it?
Yeah, like if you're gonna flicker some dark cards, why are you not just flickering Nidhogg, my dude?
Yeah,
exactly.
Or Kadaj even. Like, I'm stretching here, but it's still better than this.
Kadaj is a flicker in his own right, though.
Yeah, but like there are better dark slots, there are better things to flicker, there are better Golbezes.
There's a better dark card in this set alone.
Yeah, like, there's a better of everything this card does on all levels. There's a better Golbez, there's a better dark card, there's a better 9k, there's a better of both its abilities, there's a better Warlock. There's better starters.
There's a better Man in Black.
There's a better Man in Black. There's a better DFF, there's a better 4, there's a better DFF 4.
Yeah, there's a better Warlock.
I said that! But yeah, it's just like everything this does, something else just raises its hand and goes, sit back down, motherfucker.
You know, there is a better card with a serial number of 140.
I want to look that up now.
I'm actually intrigued by that.
Yeah, I want to look that up since we're finishing up now.
I found the absolute best use for this card. It's to remove from your break zone to make the cane cost 2 less.
Yeah, but the cane costs 1. And even then you have thin arrow. Like, it's all good, bros.
I wonder if you can search just by numbers in this.
Probably not. Yeah, you got Rufus. There you go.
Oh, cool. Rufus, we'll take it. That's the last card.
Yep.
That is the last card. So after, like, the big, fantastic big ups to the Cecil, and we end on such a disappointment with the Golbez.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you finish. Cecil's...
Yeah. I'm gonna let you finish, but Cecil had one of the best albums of all time.
Alright, I think I can...
I appreciate you, Golbez, but, you know...
I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
You're not the Golbez we deserve, or the Golbez we want.
Yep.
But, yeah, thank you so much, guys, for joining me. Once again, this is Squashed Peas and Red Baron, was it?
We'll go with Bloodfist.
Bloodfist? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn. Well, okay. I'm seeing some problems with my connection. I'm glad it's happening now. But yeah, that was our Opus 17 review.